Want to say happy Monday to everybody. Last time you saw me, I was actually doing the house calls with your man, Dr. Rory T. Edwards. But today I'm going to talk a little bit about something that has been a special part of my life, and that is um, my first book, which is titled So You Want to Be a Professional Athlete. And why did I choose today? Because I think the theme of the day, October 31st, is Halloween. And what do people say? We're going to get trick or treat. So I'm making sure that you're not getting tricked, but you're getting treated the right way with the right information. And I want to start off with a few stories. And one is that uh, what is the meaning in my assessment of trick or treat? Trick or treat is an opportunity for you to get dressed up. It's for you to become who you want to become, for you to change your identity, maybe even show people your alter ego. It's something that you want to get out, and you can be whatever you want to be, and you can do whatever you want to do, and you can have a great time being that individual. Now, do I believe that it's not a day for people to actually have a great time and to do what they want to do? Not at all. But the meaning of today for me is, again, to highlight my book. This is the first copy. This is the first one you might have saw before when I first did it. So You Want to Be a Professional Athlete. It's a guide for raising, being, and coaching the world's next superstar. What did I do? I made some changes. I wanted to go a little different. So it's still the same book, still the same content, just a little different information to easily, make it more easy for you to follow through the process. And why is it this way? Uh, the one thing that I want to share is that most people start off in sports at a very early age, and they start off because they see their older siblings involved, or they've been to a game and they want to be revered just like the person who they saw at the game being celebrated, or they're just athletic. But a lot of times it's because your family has told you that athletics is one of the ways for you in, to endure life, that might be very beneficial for you. And so, what do? We get all of these kids from around the world who engage in sports at the developmental level, and then we take them up through the high school level, and then we take them through the college level, and then on that special day, most of them are looking for their names to be called on a draft day. Now, why are we talking about it this month? This is almost like the crossroads of sports. We have all the major sports actually meeting at one particular point on this one particular month. We have the World Series going on in Major League Baseball. We have the start of a new season in the NBA. We had the WNBA just finished shortly. I mean, a little while ago in their championship. Congratulations to the Aces in Las Vegas for winning that championship. We have football at mid-season going on right now. We have the start of hockey. We have the World Cup, FIBA World Cup in soccer, just getting ready to start. So all of the sports, the major sports, are sort of culminating at this one particular time. And there's so many people who have so many eyes on the sports, and that they are looking for advantages, or they're looking for ways that certain players are playing so that they can emulate that. But once you reach the professional level, I want to let people know that those individuals have practiced many years to be a perfectionist in their craft. And just can't step on the court and or step on the field or step somewhere and become that person who you saw. That's in a fantasy world. That's in a dreamer's world. That's why I say dreams come to those who sleep. Reality comes to those who awake and pursue that with hard work, vigor, intensity, and most of all, favor. It's not going to happen just to anybody. And why do I say that? Because I want to share a story that I usually share when I'm talking to people. And I have a brother. I usually said I had a brother, but I do. I have an older brother who, uh, in high school and his junior year, was invited to the '76 Olympics. And the one thing that I always knew is that even though I ran track, I was pretty good, but I knew that in my event for which I was most known for, I still could not beat him. And he didn't even run that event. And so what I realized at a very early age is that my Olympic dreams and my dreams of ever going to the Olympics would never happen, because even though he was one of the top sprinters in the world at that time, he still could beat me in my event. And so that meant that there were so many other people in my event who could beat me. But I realized what I was good at a very early age, and I was a great influencer. Some people gonna say I was a bully. Some people gonna say I was this, but I call it being a great influencer. And I was able to convince people about how they can develop the life that they really, really, truly wanted. And so when older people used to say, they say, you got the gift of the gab, boy. You can talk, you can sell water to a whale. And it's not about selling people. It's about understanding your purpose, understanding how you get to what you want to get to. And what are these books doing for you? These books are helping you to get to that purpose. Let me tell you what the chapters look like. And so as you are trying to develop something going forward in sports, I want to tell you what's very important, why I came up with these chapters. And probably as I go forward, I might even come back and do presentations on the chapters. But the chapter one is be truthful early with yourself and your child about their ability. See, we got to realize that parents sometimes are the most distracting in understanding and really assessing our child's talent. So that's the first chapter. Let's not talk about that. Number two is make academics a priority over the sports. No matter what sport you are going to pursue, if you can't academically advance, you will never get an opportunity to play those professional sports. Number three, invest in your child's success like your life depends on it, because it does. Your child's life may depend on it. If you tell a child their whole life that they're going to be something, they're going to do something, and then they get to that point where they're ready for it to happen and it doesn't happen, let me tell you what disappointment really feels like. Disappointment is like jumping off a cliff and realizing just before you hit the bottom that you can't fly. That's what we don't want to. We want you to invest in your child's life like the results depend on it. Number four is seek a professional trainer that can enhance your child's ability. Seek a professional trainer. Sometimes we see, and I go to a lot of these practices and I see fathers or mothers trying to work with their child on a particular sport and they have no clue about what they're teaching them. And all they're doing is, I remember when I started playing golf, they told me to make sure you start with a professional first so you don't develop bad habits of the individuals who are trying to teach you to play golf. Right? So same thing, develop the proper habits that are going to make you able to excel in your sport. Number five is practice, practice, practice. I still am a firm believer that practice makes perfect. And once you understand how to practice, you'll be able to how to perform in your sport of choice. Number six, expose your child to the historical journey of sports of their preference. Let people know whose shoulders they're standing on. Absolutely let people know whose shoulder they're standing on. Because it's not that you are the first person to ever do this. So for all the kids I see who say they want to be Steph Curry, there was players who was Steph Curry before Steph Curry was Steph Curry. All right? They just had a different name. You just understand the timing now. Yeah, Steph is an amazing shooter, but there were some amazing shooters also who came before Steph. So it's to understand the historical journey of it. Number seven is remind yourself daily of the saying, jack of all trades, master of none. Don't try to do multiple things. When you find your gift, get into that. Get into that and make sure that you're able to hone in and become the master of your profession. Make sure you're the master of your profession every day. Every day when I say I'm an influencer, every day I'm on the phone or I'm on a call or I'm on these type of events trying to influence you with my understanding of my foundation of knowledge. Number eight, find the best competition events to get an accurate account of their true ability. Don't let your child be the hero in the driveway. Don't let your child be the hero at the park. Take your child to the greatest competition, because the only way you're going to evaluate how good you are is to be the best. You have to compete against the best. So look for tournaments, look for events that are going to expose your child to being the best. Don't let them be, on the fastest kid in the neighborhood from pole to pole. Get them in a track meet that can expose him or her to that individuals who are also from around the world who are also thinking they're the best. Number 9, inform them of all other sports and areas related associated with sports. So if they're not going to become a professional, they have a better chance of becoming a professional in something else. If they want to be attached to sports, allow them an opportunity to seek all of the professions, all of the um, professions that are associated with sports. They can stay in sports. They may just not be on the field in that capacity of playing, but they'll still be involved in sports. And number 10 is make sure there's a balance and order in their life and in your life. Make sure there's balance and order. Because if you don't have balance and you don't have order in your life, then you're overcompensating for something, and that means you're deficient in another thing. So you want to get proper balance. You want to make sure that you're eating right. You want to make sure that the information that you receive is right. Because what I say in the title, numbers don't lie, people do. And people will try to encourage you to keep doing this. You're the best. I went and saw a little young man who I mentored the other day. And after the game, all the coaches told him, he's going pro. You're going pro. This is a 9-year-old boy. He's going pro in something because he is so proficient in his whole understanding of life that he's going to be in pro in something. But you can't tell him that he's going to be a pro right now in athletics, because we know the changing of the developmental side of individuals. So we can't tell kids we're going pro. Now tell them to go pro and understanding how they academically can become strong. But this is the whole reason. I'm trying to give you the information that's going to treat you and not let people trick you. So on today, as we are talking about this on October 31st, Halloween, I hope that most of you who are going out and trick or treat, taking your children out, your grandchildren out, make sure you're safe. Make sure you take them to a place where you know that you don't have to deal with all of the ill-minded individuals out here who are just trying to do harm to people. And they know that this is a day where candy is the attraction, and that they can do things that could hurt somebody's life for the rest of their life because they're miserable in their life because they were tricked and not treated like you're getting treated right now by this wonderful message. Now, how do you get that book? We're going to have an ebook available real soon. We have an audio book, but you can go to my website, www.rorytowers.com. That's www.rorytowers.com. You can get the book, and you can see all the other books that are available. And in the next few days, what I'm going to do is come up and talk to you about my other book, The 13 Commandments of Rory T. Edwards. I want to say thank you for allowing me to deliver this message to you today. But I want you to understand that if your dream is to become a professional athlete or an entertainer, you have a greater chance at becoming a professional in life than you do in becoming an athlete. But if that's what you want to do, make sure you have the right information for you to become the best possible person that you can be while on this planet. All right. Until next time we talk, I thank you very much for the opportunity, and I wish you well, and I hope you have a safe and blessed holiday. Ashe.